Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're zoning in on one specific piece of gear. It's built to solve just massive distance problems. We're talking about the tvONE 2211-123-01 HDMI UTP Extender Kit. So our mission is pretty simple. Pull out the real-world performance, the control features you might miss, and importantly, the purchasing traps. Okay, let's unpack this.
And it's a serious piece of kit. We're talking about a $440 investment here, and it's designed specifically to, just beat the laws of physics over distance.
Yeah.
But before we even get into the specs, I think we have to say it up front. The purchase terms on this are incredibly strict. You're getting capability for sure, but you're also making a final commitment.
A total commitment, and that commitment is all about range. I mean, the headline number here is its reach.
Yeah.
This kit can push a high-def signal up to 500 feet. That's, 152 meters?
Yeah, a huge distance.
And it does that over a single Cat6 cable. It can even use older stuff you might already have in the walls, like Cat5e or even Cat7.
Right, and the source material has this great analogy for it. It calls the whole system a high-speed express tunnel. That tunnel is really just HDBaseT technology. It's the standard that lets you bundle all these signals together, video, audio, control, and just fire them across, nearly 1.5 football fields without the signal falling apart.
Okay, so let's talk about what's actually in that signal, video resolution. For standard HD, it's pretty straightforward. It handles up to 1920 by 1200, and of course the big one, 1080p 60. It's all HDMI 1.4 and HDCP compliant right out of the gate.
And here's where it gets really interesting, because that huge 500-foot range we just talked about, that's only for those standard HD resolutions. The second you want to push modern 4K UHD, so like 3840 by 2160p30, you instantly lose 60% of that range. It drops down to 200 feet.
Wait, so you're telling me if a venue installs this thinking they're future-proof, but then they upgrade to 4K displays a year later, they lose more than half the advertised range?
That's it, exactly. That is the single most important detail a buyer needs to understand. You have to know what you're running now and in the future.
That feels like a critical detail.
It is, but on the audio side, it's still very solid. It supports embedded HDMI audio, even the really high-end formats. We're talking Dolby True HD and DTS HD master audio. The fact it can handle that kind of data tells you it's also ready for other things, like control signals.
Right, let's get into the non-AV stuff. This is where it really shows its professional chops. It has robust bidirectional control. So you get full duplex RS-232, which is your classic serial control, and you also get two-way IR support.
And that control is what turns it from just an extender into a real system solution.
Yeah.
It's how you'd control a projector or a display from 100 meters away. And for you integrators listening, there's this little detail I love. A physical switch on the unit to select the IR operating mode. You can pick 38, 36.7, or even 56.8 kilohertz.
Why is that last one important?
That higher frequency is key for avoiding interference, especially if you have a dense rack room with lots of other IR devices. It gives you options.
And the hardware itself is built for those kinds of environments. It's got better heat dissipation, uses less power, and it fits right into the Choreo Max ecosystem. And it's tiny. The receiver unit is, 3.2 inches long?
Mm-hmm.
And it weighs almost nothing. It's designed to just be tucked away and forgotten.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up with the buying experience. On the plus side, you get free shipping in the USA and a solid 3-year warranty. And probably the most valuable thing, free lifetime technical support. You can call, chat, text, email them forever.
But, and this is the big but, you really need to pay attention to the fine print here, because this is the part that could really bite you. The source states very clearly, this product is non-cancelable, non-returnable, and non-refundable.
Wow.
So with that 4K range limitation we talked about, you have zero room for error. You have to be absolutely certain before you buy.
On the flip side, though, if you're a public sector account, government, military, a school with a .edu or .gov email HDTV supply offers special discounts. So there was a bit of a break for some. So what does this all mean? The tvONE extender is it's an incredible piece of engineering. It offers huge distance and control, but you have to know its limits. And the sale is absolutely final. It demands that you plan very, very carefully.
And that leads me to a final thought for you to consider. When you have this combination, a 500-foot range plus full bidirectional RS-232 control, does that change how we should even design large spaces? I mean, if you can send perfect video and have total device control over a simple existing network cable across a massive campus or auditorium, does that make the whole idea of a central structured wiring room or a local equipment rack start to feel a little bit redundant, something to chew on?